Jonathan Marchessault inking a 5-year deal with the Nashville Predators. Details and Marchessault's reaction coming your way next on the special edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. This is our special edition here on the opening day of free agency. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. You can find us wherever you get your podcast, and please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. The shocker to me, Chris, with Marchessault was that he only signed for $5.5 million. All along, we said that he wanted perhaps more money, but he was more set on term. The word that I had been receiving, it was around 3 to 4 years minimum of what he was seeking. He gets 5 years at $5.5 million per year AAV. I was told again he wanted more. I thought that he deserved to make more money personally. And this was something I was on from the get-go. I was telling you this morning about my sources telling me Nashville. I told you Nashville, right? From the jump. Had to be a month ago. Had to be 1 month ago. You don't remember?
No, I do.
Okay. I was just checking in.
I'm trying to stay dialed into you right now with the different environments.
Okay. Yeah. So in any event, with all that cap money, Nashville gives Marchessault his piece. And then, of course, we had Steven Stamkos for the block, 4 times $8 million. And then they also got Brady Shea at 7 times $7 million. So the block there with Stamkos is pretty interesting. And this is where I said VGK, and they haven't come up with anything. I think I really do believe that VGK is scrambling right now. They're in scramble mode. I think that they banked on perhaps being in the hunt there, especially for Stamkos after Jonathan Marchessault's departure.
All right, so let's unpack here a couple of things, and we'll talk a little more later as far as where McCrimmon's head is at right now. And I know a lot of people are going to say where his head is at right now. We'll see. We'll see in a couple days where his head really is. But let's stick with the Marchessault deal for a second here. Term was the sticking point. I heard that from a player not too long ago. I've heard from a bunch of people. You've heard what you've heard. We're certainly in alignment on the things that we have heard about the situation. The money is the surprising part. The money is the surprising part. We had him pegged for 6.5 to 7 million AAV, probably like a 7 times 4 or 4 times 7, however you want to look at that. 4 years, $7 million. That's really where I thought this thing was going to end up. All right. 5.5 times 5. That's a good chunk of money, and Marchessault has certainly earned that. Are you going to tell me for a second that if Kelly McCrimmon said, listen, I don't want to give you 5 years, so here's 5 times 4, 5 years, or 4 years, $5 million per, or 5 times 5. Are you going to tell me McCrimmon would not have signed before McCrimmon even finished the statement for that term and that amount of money? I think he certainly would have taken that type of deal. And now you got a lot of people with the team, people without, not inside the team, making comments like, well, all these long deals that the team is giving out, eventually they have to look to the future. Okay, fine. Noah Hannafin, 7 years. Okay, fine. Tomas Hertl is signed through the year 2047, it seems like. So, I mean, you look at these things, Jonathan Marchessault, using him as we're going to put our foot down and really start focusing on term. Using Jonathan Marchessault is a weird time to start doing that.
It's strange. No, they just did not. Let's face it. They did not want him back, or they could have cut this deal at the beginning of last season or even after the Stanley Cup championship. So, no, they did not want him back. You cannot convince me otherwise. And then Greg Wyshynski You sent me that quote about Marchessault. I think they're going to, and what I say from the beginning, they're going to try to pin this on Marchessault, saying,
Of course.
we couldn't come to a deal.
Two
We couldn't
turntables
come
and a
to
microphone,
terms.
Tony.
He didn't want it. Okay, so Marchessault, 5-year deal, that's nothing for this. For this franchise, it's absolutely nothing. 3 years on the ice, 2 on LTIR, and you're done. Call it a day. So
that's a little out there, but I hear you.
Okay, so Wyshynski quoting Marchessault saying, I don't think they tried their best to keep me. I don't think they tried their best to keep me. What does that say? And we knew this all along. And for me, I'm not really surprised, number one, that he's gone. I'm a little shocked at the amount of money because I thought that he deserved more. But hey, you know what? If you're Jonathan Marchessault now, you're going to go for the cup. And I think it shows his unselfishness and that I think he wants another run at the cup too. So that's why, hey, we're loaded here in Nashville. In fact, I heard that they just purchased their tickets for the Eagles here this fall when they come into town. And I think he has another good chance of making a serious run for the cup. And here's a guy that's a competitor. He's an absolute competitor.
They might win 2 or 3 cups down there the way they're stacking up. I mean, I don't know. That's maybe a bit out there. And Barry Trotz just won the Jim Gregory GM of the Year award too. I mean, that he's got to be about minus 50,000 to win that award right now.
Okay, so the NHL awards, you're telling me NHL awards are going to be in Nashville next year?
Possibly.
All
right. So
at least they'll probably thank the Stanley Cup champion.
There you go. So listen, here's the other side of this. People are saying, okay, the salary cap and the term and everything. The salary cap will have gone up by greater than Marchessault's AAV by the 3rd year of the deal that he has in Nashville, probably by the 2nd year.
Good point.
The salary cap's going to be between $95 and $100 million in the next 3.5 to 4 seasons. So it's free money at that point. It's free money. It's the contract. Yes, it's on the books, but it's not on the books when you factor all of that. And then you factor the player, then you factor the character, then you factor the Conn Smythe, then you know, I know, I get it. It's the medieval empire. And I know I go both ways as far as taking the emotional fan route. This sucks to trust McCrimmon, trust the process, trust what we're seeing. And it's tough. It's tough to understand. Like if he would have gotten 4 times 7 in Nashville or 4 times 8 or 3 times 6, even those types of numbers, okay, fine. Good job. Future endeavors, by the way, 2 hours and 17 minutes after Marchessault's become a Nashville Predator, the team has yet to acknowledge, the thank you tweets where Logan Thompson got his 37 minutes after the trade.
How bad did Marchessault want out? It was probably 9:01 or 9 o'clock and 30 seconds when that announcement came down. I mean,
he gave the team every chance.
Done. And we knew this deal was done in the month of May, from everything I've been told from my sources today. As far as he knew he was done, he knew he was out of here. They weren't going anywhere. VGK with its smokescreen, there were no other real negotiations. They said, okay, what do you want? No, we're not doing that. Well, we want 4 years. We'll give you 3, maybe 2. At 5.5, they should have signed him. I don't care if it's 5 years. So you're telling me right now that they have more faith in William Karlsson, and I'm being honest here and sincere. They have more faith with this organization and William Karlsson than they do with Jonathan Marchessault, who is the all-time leader in so many categories, and he's the MVP of the playoffs.
Why are we comparing Karlsson right now? I got to ask you, why are we comparing Karlsson?
Because he's still with the team. And because they were just, you get a long-term contract. You get a long-term contract. That's what they were doing. And that's probably why
Tony's stretching, but I get
right
it.
now.
Tony's stretching. I get it.
No, but this is why VGK is up against it right now, Chris.
No, of course it is. And that's fair. Carlson's earning his money now. I know you hate when I say that, but Carlson's earning his money.
Let's see if he can do it in back-to-back years. Okay, one-hit wonder.
Listen, the William Carlson deal looks like a sweetheart of a deal after what Chandler Stephenson just got. We'll talk about that in the second segment. I hope we can at least agree on that right now. Hope we can agree on that.
I haven't seen that. We'll talk about that.
Okay, you'll fall off whatever type of chair you're sitting on when I tell you what Stevenson just got. But listen, I get all this, and yes, the Golden Knights. I've been busy on Twitter. It's been a great morning. But I had someone going up and back with me about, like, they made a comment. Okay, the deal that Pietrangelo got at the time, now it's costing the team. Sure, but a lot of deals do get made when the team is going for that cup, and then it does come back to bite you a little bit in the end. And that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes, right? You have to line up, especially after what's been happening in free agency today. There's a lot of contracts being signed that 3 or 4 years from now, you're going to have some other discussions breaking out as far as how those are going to get buried and fixed and stuff like that. But that's a problem for them. Right now, what matters is keeping that Stanley Cup window open and the team putting their best foot forward. And is that going to happen? We'll talk more about that in the third segment. I don't know, but it's we're not used to this in Vegas. We're not used to this type of an open free agency.
Okay, and I say that hot seat for Kelly McCrimmon and for the self-proclaimed made man. That seat is very hot right now.
They proclaimed that. We got that. We heard that. We got a soundbite for that.
Did I get that out there? Because they are self-proclaimed. Oh yeah. One other thing here. Major news breaking. I've been asking, when is VGK going to announce its development camp? I told you a week ago that it was supposed to start today. How are fans supposed to adapt when they send out a press release on the day that development camp begins? And another thing to point out here.
I'll tell you exactly why, but go ahead.
Okay, but they do have term limits because Brendan Brisson's not on the roster. So that means to me that he's the heir apparent now to Marchessault at that spot there on the top line.
They don't want fans at City National right now with the thank you Marchie signs and all of that stuff. They want as few people as possible at City National today in those stands.
Are there going to be protests there?
The way things are nowadays, yeah, maybe McCrimmon's going to get canceled. I joked. I said they're going to be egging his car on the way in and out today whenever he leaves and gets behind those gates. And it's a good thing they have professional detailers on hand to give them the max patch ready treatments.
Coming up next, we'll have a look at the other departing players. That comes your way next right here on this special edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
This summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus. Daily, that's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. Head over to FanDuel.com/lockedon and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball.
Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
Did I get the pause for you, Tony? Did I get the pauses there? Did I do it?
You got it all in there. Thanks for making us your first listen every day and your second and third listen, the way things are going here with free agency.
We're going for the hat trick. We're not done yet. They got a press conference at 5 o'clock. We might have to do a Tuesday show tonight.
The hat trick, yeah. By the way, the audio for this show won't be coming down until later because here in the office, all of our Wi-Fi is down. And luckily, I was able to poach something down the hall here to even get on the air today. So I said, and half jokingly earlier today, that if Bruce Cassidy had his druthers, he would have 12 centers on the ice. That would be his opening day roster because he thinks centers can play anywhere. So why don't we have a center as on that top D line? So what is the latest on Chandler Stephenson?
7 years.
Okay.
What's the first number as far as his AAV? What's the first number?
5.
You're funny. 6.25, Tony.
7 times. Where?
Dude got a $44 million bag.
With VGK?
Chandler? Seattle.
I didn't know. Oh, my goodness.
William Carrier, 6 times 2.
I knew he was gone, too. I mean, how could we not?
Carrier got $12 million for 6 years. Mike Amadio got 3 years at 2.6. Alec Martinez got $4 million in Chicago.
4 million. And that's why
1
I'm
year.
saying if
1 year.
Marchessault really wanted to go out there and do the flex, he was worth 7 to 8.
Yes, Tony. By what?
If he got a 3-year deal,
Yes.
I'm convinced. For 3, they would have given him over 7 million for 3, and that's where you can't tell me there's a backup plan for VGK. And I think what were they doing? Just dangling some dollars in front of Stephenson? There's no way that they would come up with 6.
I don't know. Stephenson didn't get an offer, and if he did, it was laughable.
That's incredible. Okay, so a ton of VGK moves. So
Yuri Patera, Vancouver.
Wait. So Patera's gone too.
Patera's gone, Vancouver. I don't have terms for that.
They gave up on him. How much did he get?
I don't have a term for that one.
Okay.
I don't have the numbers.
Thanks, man. What a day for the Wi-Fi to go out in the office. This is crazy. Right
they
now,
want to keep you focused.
No, I think right now I'm on the Domino's, and not the domino effect, but ironically, it's Domino's Pizza, just right around the corner. So I'm on their Wi-Fi, barely getting
such
through.
a hack.
Michael Amadio to Ottawa, in case you keep. So Chandler Stephenson to Seattle. They overpaid him up there, but again,
maybe.
For the block,
well, listen, maybe Stephenson will be great. Let's give him a little bit of credit.
This is a franchise here in Vegas in disarray. They're in disarray right now. You can't tell me otherwise. How are they going to get to fill in all these gaps?
All right,
the guys from the AHL that they don't have any faith in.
Hey, they got Tanner Lazinski and Zach Aston Reese. It's been a great day. Listen, let's talk about what the gaps are right now as far as all those free agents.
Let me run down all the guys and where they're at, okay? So, Amadio, I think you said it. 3
Ottawa,
years.
2.6 AAV.
Okay. Alec Martinez, Chicago, 1 year at 4
1 times 4.
Carrier to Carolina.
6-year deal, 2 million AAV, $12 million.
Yeah, 6 years times 2. These are facials, man. I think the rest of the league's got it out for VGK right now. Mantha, of course, as we mentioned, to Calgary, and Yuri Patera to Vancouver. So the biggest gap right now, well, there's 2. Number 1, you need to fill scoring. How do you replace 40?
Here, hold on. Pause 1 second. The Golden Knights need to replace 89 goals, 108 assists, 197 total points as far as what they lost today.
How many total points?
197.
Carlson, they have the answer right there, man. And I'm not sold on whether Hurdle's going to be. I don't know. Could he be damaged goods? I'm not. There's a lot of questions. I got a ton of questions right now. What are you hearing about goaltending?
So we had I want to say a strange source. I don't know this person. Right now, nighttime is going, Tony, and Gary Lawless has got 2 turntables and a microphone going right now. We'll talk about that.
What do they do? Okay, the lead is we got development camp and everything's rosy here in Las Vegas.
Great. Everything's great. 2 turntables and a microphone.
It's great. We've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players today. 8 players, 3.5. I said there'd be 3.5 new players in the starting lineup. There's more.
So far it's the under. Because they got no one.
This is true. Very good point.
So Samsonov has been reported by the NHL Network, but you had someone I've never heard of, Mikhail Zislis. 1,800 Twitter followers. And I don't say that's a no. 1,100 Twitter followers. I don't say that's a knock the guy. I do not say that's a knock the guy.
He's a KHL reporter, I think.
Yes, no, he is. Russian hockey, U2018 teams. Yeah. Okay. Mark Spector follows. I think this guy is legit.
No. I think
waiting
he's
for someone else to report this besides him.
Yeah, he's in the middle of Siberia somewhere. So it's hard to get followers there, bro.
Maybe it is. You got Dan Duva up there doing his thing too right now. And yes, so far the deflectors have been development camp. That tweet came out at 8 a.m. and then right on time at 9:58 a.m. the Golden Knights put out the tweet for their opening game against the Colorado Avalanche. So
why? Like, to see what? What's the star power there? What are you going to do?
It's major league, Tony. It's they're sitting in the boardroom, and here's a list of the players we're inviting to camp. I haven't heard of half of these guys. This guy here is dead.
If we see them come out with a message about the Tahoe Knights today, Night Monsters, then that's it. It's a mic drop. All that's missing here is them playing Stars and Stripes Forever on hold. That's it. Have you called over there? We should check the on hold list.
Oh, I don't know if they would take my phone calls, Tony. I think that ship has sailed, especially after the last week. And well, I think my future endeavors tweet to Marchessault might have been that final nail in the coffin. But
I loved it though. Come on, man. If you can't laugh about that, and it turned out to be true.
Listen, people, and I'm not going to do a victory lap, but I'm going to do a little one here. We've gotten a lot of crap.
I'm doing one. Hey, if I could do one for saying Marchessault, my source is ironclad. I mean, it's as close as we could get to that player. And for me to come up with about a month ago now, 3 weeks ago, whatever that was, saying that Marchessault is going to Nashville, okay, I'll take a victory lap. And we have receipts too. And people get mad because we're being honest, and because we have the answers, they can't.
There's been some sources and there's just been some hunches. I've been hunchy about a couple things, and I'm not happy that most of them have come true, but the reality is we've been on the ball here and it's fine. And you know what we enjoy covering it. We enjoy covering the team. I still enjoy watching the games. I'm still a fan of the team, especially when me and my son Christopher are putting our heads together and talking about the team.
Okay, you're a fan of the team. Who is your favorite player right now?
My favorite player in the hockey league is Anze Kopitar, but that's
no.
My favorite goal night. I mean, it's chalky, but it's Eichel. I mean, I like Eichel's game. I like where Eichel has grown to, and not just on the ice, but off the ice.
I'm a fan of Eichel, absolutely. And
Logan was one of my higher echelon players, but that changed.
Yeah. Nothing on Theodore yet. That's kind of a surprise.
Well, I mean, we'll transition here.
He's still young.
Well, here's what I did say about this. Starting with the Logan Thompson trade, that's when the emotions started coming out on Twitter, and that's fine. I get it. And now we learn more about that situation. Doesn't make it any easier, but now we're learning what's going on here. So I keep watching Twitter right now every time I peek over because stuff is just flying in. But let's take a breath here and let's see what happens by like Wednesday, like July 3rd. Let's really see what this team looks like on Wednesday. And then we can say, okay, is VGK better? I don't think they're going to be better than the 197 points that walked out the door. Are they worse? Okay, probably they're going to be a lot worse. But is there upside? Is there hope? Is there potential? And that's what we got to evaluate. As of right now, the Golden Knights got two AHLers and Samsonov, who statistically was like the worst goalie in the NHL last year when you look at advanced metrics. I think
he will be, mark my words, he'll be the starting goaltender by November.
Samsonov will have more starts than Aiden Hill.
That's not a good thing if he's that bad.
Well, yes and no. In the 2022, hold on.
I know.
In the 2022 season, we need to give the full play here. So Samsonov in the 2022 season, 27, 10, and 5, or 2022-23. 27, 10, and 5, 233 goals against, 919 save percentage. Behind the Maple Leafs defense.
Okay. How in the world is Bruce Cassidy going to pronounce his first name? That's the biggest question.
He'll call him Sammy. He'll call him Sams.
Sams.
He'll call him Sams. He's not even going to try. I mean, It's Ilya, so he'll call him Aya.
He'll call him Ilya.
Carrier. The Samsonov. Yeah. So listen, I mean, put a bow on that right now. At least the Golden Knights have addressed an issue in nets. Now Schmid? We haven't even talked about this. How is Schmid still a free agent? How did that happen? That someone effed that one up. I don't know if I can say that, but I'm going to.
I'll tell you why. Because they are the self-proclaimed made men, and they just think everyone's just going to play along by their rules. That's why.
No one's also nabbed him up yet. To be fair,
what's that?
No one else has signed Schmid yet. To be fair.
Boy, this would be interesting if somebody did. And the way that people are just throwing around the dough and overpaying players like a Chandler Stephenson, you never know what could happen here, because now the league doesn't want VGK to be at the top again. And they're trying to bury them right now. You can rest assured.
Tony, I'm not arguing that point. You've been on that for a while, and I do see other people on Twitter all the time making comments. Why is anyone helping out VGK? Well, VGK couldn't do much of a trade with Logan Thompson. And the New Jersey deal, I think they won that. Although if they don't get Schmid, it's still a trade. It's still in. Well,
Yeah. No, they'll be okay on that one, but they need some insurance. Maybe this KHL guy, maybe he steps it up, man. And keep in mind, fans, that Aiden Hill is going into his contract year. Keep that in mind on top of everything.
Trade requests.
Coming up next, we're going to take a look at what's next.
What a day. What a day.
Yes, it is a crazy day. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Back with more right after this on this special edition of Lockdown Golden Knights. Welcome back on Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco from here in the bunker.
Undisclosed location, Tony. Undisclosed location.
Parts unknown. Parts unknown, like in wrestling. We appreciate everyone tuning in.
Who was the parts unknown? Who was that?
The YouTube, of course, will be up shortly here. And the audio will come your way later on this afternoon at some juncture when I finally find a place to get Wi-Fi. And if that's Domino's Pizza, so be it. I'll have a slice. So,
go hit him up for a sponsor, Tony. Go knock on the door.
Okay, what is next for the Vegas Golden Knights? Right now, the only way that they can redeem themselves is a couple ways here. They can't go out and sign. I said this earlier today when we did our show in the morning. Seems like hours ago. But they can't just keep on continue to fill in this roster now with complementary players, especially since you said they need to replace 197 points. The only way they can make a splash is they need to make a trade somehow, some way, and get a name player in this lineup. And last year, again, we go back to that incident where Riley Smith is gone. Oh, everyone's sobbing.
Traded to your Rangers, Tony. Did you see that?
I did not see
Riley Smith is a Ranger, Tony. No joke.
Very cool. Well, that's good. Good.
Is it?
Yeah, they have some gaps there. No, he'll fill a role there. They need some leadership.
Okay.
That's good. No, I think it'll be good. No, and like they definitely need to get someone with experience there, a name person, and a draw. You're a season ticket holder. What attracts you to this team right now? And then we haven't even talked about Mark Stone and health issues. And oh my goodness. Never ending. Oh, last year they said Riley Smith. They countered in the afternoon with Barbashev, and then people forgot about Riley Smith's departure. But now there's nothing to save this unless they come back with a name player or a big splash deal that has to happen soon.
I've seen reports. I don't know if these are how substantial they are. How sustainable
from Russia? Are they coming from parts unknown?
Marner is supposedly being kicked around again. I'll tell you right now, if the Leafs are going to deal with the Golden Knights, like what are they going to trade for Marner? Brisson? A defenseman? Like what's Logan Thompson felt like the big part of that deal, and that obviously can't happen right now. But that said, if the Golden Knights can end July 1st with Mitch Marner, okay. Now we got something to talk about.
No, you're absolutely right. No, I think the fan base would buy into Marner right now. That's a big name, and you're going to have to pay him, and you're going to have to even overpay him at some juncture for an extension. But I think that would get the fans' attention. I'll be honest with you there.
No, it definitely would. There's no better time than if that were to happen right now. So looking at the title here, McCrimmon's been quiet. What's next? Well, let's look at what's happened today. There's been so many overpayments for VGK players and other players right now. So did McCrimmon miss the butt on Did McCrimmon miss the bus? That didn't sound good.
The bus
on Stamkos was the boat, the bus, the moving vehicle, the monorail, the defunct monorail that goes to parts unknown. I mean,
what about that defunct monorail now that was going between Treasure Island and the Mirage? That thing's gone too.
That one was fun. And speaking of defunct, last day we can use cap friendly. That's gonna friggin' suck. So let's talk about Stamkos first of all. 4 years, $8 million. That goalpost moved. I put this out there either last night or this morning that watch out for a bidding war for Stamkos. His original projected AAV was about a 24, 25, $28 million over a 4-year term. So you're looking at $6.5 million. That moved to $8 million all of a sudden.
Well, because the Predators have money.
Fine, but still.
And it's for the block. There were six teams, including VGK, that were vying for Stamkos.
The Devils were supposedly in as well. I mean, there are so many different teams. The Leafs, I mean, there are so many different teams that were in, and a bidding war ensued. Pardon me. Is it a bad thing that McCrimmon just didn't start spending today? Is it a bad thing? I don't know.
Well, what are you holding on to the money for a rainy day?
So I put a tweet out with my projected top 12 forwards next season.
How much does VGK have left?
6.8. 6.8 less, whatever. So Samsonov on Cap Friendly has just been moved to the Golden Knights, but but they don't have a value yet. I've heard scuttlebutt for the league minimum. If that's the case, great.
I think they're paying him in rubles. I think it's in rubles.
If it's anything under $2 million, that's great. Right now, it's $6.8 million less whatever Samsonov is going to make. So if they got him at the league minimum,
they would have $8 or $9 million in goaltending here.
Well, it might be under $6 million, and if that's the case, that's the same number it was last year. It's 100,000 different because Logan got 767, league minimum's 875. Whatever, who cares? But is it a bad thing that McCrimmon didn't overpay? And could the Golden Knights be working a trade? That would be what matters right now. Or do the Vegas Golden Knights go into year one or year number 8 with more salary cap, the most salary cap space they've had since season number 1, and wait and see how things play out? If the team can tread water until January, and then I'm not going to say no Mark Stone LTIR jokes. If the team can tread water until January and still have $5.5-6 million in cap space to work with, they could do some amazing things at the deadline. And if Stone goes on LTIR, all of a sudden they got $17 million to work with. Mitch Marner, Matt Duchene, all the players they missed out on, they can get for a third of the price, and because all the retained value. So. And this gives we've talked about Dorofeev and Brisson needing to be in the everyday lineup, Tony.
Yeah.
This might not be a bad thing.
I think Dorofeev would be fine. It was between Dorofeev and Cotter. Remember, for that final spot last season, and
Cotter got it early, and that didn't last.
Yeah, I thought it was Dorofeev all the way. By the end of the season, he won that position.
Cotter had a really good camp. But Cotter wants to be a top 6 guy.
Could not finish.
No. Cotter in William Carrier's role will excel. Cotter in Ivan Barbashev's role will suffer.
Okay, we appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, stand by. We might have another update by the end of today, if not tomorrow at our regular time. Usually post around 7:30. We'll try to get it.
Or both.
Yeah, we'll try to get it online sooner. Of course, we're keeping abreast of everything. One of my sources had texted something, but I'm having issues, man. Oh, wait, I can order an extra large pizza there. Good. At least I'm on the Domino's.
Send it here, Wade. I'm hungry.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers. Don't forget Fridays, WTF with the Friday, Saturdays, sometimes the Chris and Chris Jr. Show. Please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights. I had to take a shot. Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. For my man, Chris Kolick, I'm Tony Cardasco reporting, and we'll see you again real soon right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please take care.